Okay, Mom. I need you to go through the family tree, and I'm videotaping you for Claire because she asked me to.
Claire?
Yes.
Hi, Claire. The family tree.
The family tree. So we need names, sort of dates, and relationships. So we're going to start on the Riley side. Okay? So, your father was James Leo Riley. He was born
Around 1898, I guess. I don't know.
somewhere around there. Okay. And he had
Brothers and sisters.
two sisters.
Uh, well, let's see. And Ann and Cass. Aunt May.
Oh, I never heard of Aunt May.
Oh, I'm named after. I'm named after two aunts who
Right.
had tragic deaths. They had great lives, but tragic
Nice.
in the sense that Aunt May died of TB
Oh, I didn't know
in
that.
a state hospital
Uh-huh.
in Saranac Lake, and Aunt Sue died in an automobile accident. They weren't even 25 yet,
Wow. Oh,
and I have both those names.
great. What a legacy.
I don't know what that did to my personality.
No telling.
Sad.
Yeah. So, let's keep going. So there was
At
May.
this hour of the night, my brain isn't functioning.
It's functioning just fine. You already got a lot of information in here. So there was May, Kath, and Anne.
Pete.
Pete.
And
Your father, James.
James. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
They had, Grandma had twins, Beatrice and Helen. They died in early
Infancy. Okay. Okay. And her so your father James's parents' names were Peter Riley, and he was married to
Catherine.
Catherine. Kate. And what was her maiden name?
That was her name, Catherine.
What was her maiden name?
Her maiden name was Keene.
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 And they were from
County Kerry.
Both of them?
No, he was from County Cavan.
Okay, he was from County Cavan and she was from County Kerry. And they met here or in Ireland?
Here.
Okay. Okay. All right. And do you know any further back than that on that side? Like her parents' names?
Oh, Grandma's, she was Kane, and her mother was Mulvihill. I mean, let me, yeah, no, let me see. Yeah, her mother was Mulvihill.
Really?
And then her mother's mother, if I can remember, I knew it once, was, no, it's not going to come.
It's not going to come to you. That's okay. That's pretty good. Because that's probably a couple hundred years you went back already. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now, on your mother's side, Marie Louise Barrow Riley, she and your father married
1928.
1928. Okay. Okay. And we'll talk about how they met later. But she had, her two parents lived with you growing up, Grandmama and Grandpapa. And their names were
Francois.
Francois.
Francois Marie
Francois Marie Barrow.
Barrow.
And she was Maria
Elisa.
Elise
Maria Elisa Muckenstorm.
Muckenstorm. Okay. Muckenstorm spelled
Muckensturm.
very good. Okay. I totally spelled it wrong when I sent the text to Claire. Spelled it totally wrong. Okay. And he was from, let me see if I can remember. He was from, I want to say it starts with a P. There's a dog or something named after it.
He was from?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Where was he from?
Pongibo.
Pongibo. No, that was wrong then.
No, that's not.
No, you're right. I was wrong. Pongibo.
Well, it has another. Give it another name. It's Pongibo. No, Pongibo. That's the name of the town.
Okay.
I don't know what big city it was near. It's near the big city where they make the tires now.
Michelin?
Yeah.
No. Really? Michelin? No.
Huh?
What kind of?
Not Michelin. Maybe. Yeah, I guess it is Michelin.
Okay. And she was from Alsace.
She was from Alsace.
Yeah, which is between France and Germany.
Right.
And her parents' names were.
Let's see. Well, her father was Muckensturm. He was Matthew.
Matthew. And she had like a Swiss name, didn't she? Or a Van.
Yeah. The mother's name was. I'm not gonna. Van. Drawing a blank.
Sorry. Van
Singer.
Van Singer, right? Like the sewing machine.
Yeah, Van Singer.
Yeah. And your grandfather, and I forgot to ask about Peter's parents, but grandpapa's parents' names were. Do you know?
Let's see. Barbacoa.
Barbacoa.
His mother's maiden name was Barbacoa. Barbicot.
Fantastic, Mom.
Redbeard.
Really? Fantastic. Okay. And what was your grandfather Peter Riley's parents' names? Do you know?
Peter Riley. Let me see. Grandpa Riley's mother's maiden name, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Okay. Do you know her first name? No.
I don't think I ever heard it.
Okay.
Could have been Riley, because everybody in that town is named Riley.
Which is what started this conversation.
Yeah.
So Claire sent me a picture of her friend's mother or grandmother, and her name was Riley, and she looked like Claire's mother, your sister.
Oh, okay.
And then Claire said, "Can you send a picture of your mom when she was about that age?" And I did. And she said, "Well, your mom must have looked more like the Barrow side, and my mom must have looked more like the Riley side." I said, "Definitely, I think Aunt Kate looked just like your father."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Totally. I agree. Okay. So, I think, is that as far back as you can go in the both sides, I think? I think so. Now, the story goes, I like the Riley story. I like both stories, but the Riley story, they came over from Ireland. No. That Jimmy guy, he was a kid. Jimmy Riley got left at Ellis Island. They don't know where he came from. And the authorities brought him to your grandparents and said, "Take care of this kid. He's a Riley. He's probably related to you." And they did. And his name was Jim Riley also.
And we always called him Big Jim.
Big Jim. And he ended up like he
After Grandma died, he was
he
with
li-
them
yeah.
from the time he was a teenager,
Yeah.
like maybe 16 until he left after Grandma died. He got married.
He got married.
Which would have been how many years? 16. He was retired from the police department, so had to be 50.
Really?
Yeah.
When he got married?
Yeah.
Wow. How interesting. Okay. And you said your grandmother and grandfather Riley met over here. And they lived in Grant City, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not when they met.
Not when they met. After they got married and had kids, and they moved into a house in Staten Island in Grant City. Around what year?
Did they move to Staten Island?
Yeah.
It was right before, well, I guess right in the middle, 1917, I think.
Okay.
16 or 17.
Okay. So then, I'm sorry, Mom. I know you're tired.
That's an interesting story because
Yeah.
And Grandma told me, Mom,
Mm-hmm.
that they would call Uncle Pete and Uncle Paul, St. Peter and Paul, because they were bosom buddies. They were home. They were left behind when the rest of the kids all went into the war.
Oh.
Uncle Al, Daddy, and Mom, Grandma.
Yeah, even
Aunt
Grandma.
Sue,
Yeah.
everybody. Just a bit. St. Peter's College in Jersey City had to close because its whole student body joined the army.
Really?
So that Uncle Pete and Uncle Paul were left. And the two families would come down in the summertime to Midland Beach.
The Barrows and the Rileys.
Rileys and the Barrows.
Yeah.
And
so Pete was a Riley and Paul was a Barrow. And they were friends. Peter and Paul.
They worked down at Midland Beach in the various, what do you call it? Business. They were, the Tunnel of Love and
the carnival rides and stuff like that at the beach.
Yes.
Okay, so they were carnies.
They were carnies.
No, carnies. Carnies. They call people that work in carnivals carnies.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, okay, so they work together, they're friends.
So they put their heads together and said, our parents come down here for the summer, and they were not wealthy people, poor people, but they scraped and scrooched and got a bungalow. They got bungalow. The Rileys had a bungalow on Moreland Street, I think that was 8th Street in Midland Beach. The bungalow is probably, I don't know if it's still there now. And the Barrows had a bungalow on Lincoln Avenue, right a block away from St. Margaret Mary's there. And Uncle Paul also, he would help out. I guess Uncle Pete too. Pathé, the movie people, the Pathé film company would make movies and use Midland Beach as
really.
Yeah. And so Uncle Paul, well, he had the memory of having terrible poison ivy for clearing a field for Pathé. Anyway, that's just. So they put their heads together. And why don't we get our families to move to Staten Island?
Right.
And then when the brothers and sisters come home, they'll have a nice home in the country. They managed to pull it off. They talked them into coming down, each separately. And they landed on the same block.
And they became friends.
City, and they all became friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's how your mother and father met.
Yeah.
Through the families being friends.
Yeah.
But you said that your father used to see your mother pass with her sister going
They
down
would
the
pass
street
the
when they
hou-
go to
yeah.
work.
Yeah, because they lived up by Richmond Road,
Uh-huh.
and then going down to the train, they would pass the house.
Okay. Okay.
They would pass Riley's house.
Riley's house. And then they got married. And that was so okay. Straighten me out on this. But that was before or after World War One broke out. That was before World War One broke out, yes? Or no?
No, it was right around World War One. It was known.
Because then
They would come down the bungalow for a year. I don't know how many years they would come down and take a bungalow in the summertime.
okay.
Um,
But now Grandma, okay, so now you and Aunt Kate ended up in France with Grandmama and Grandpapa. That was after World War One, well after World War One.
yeah,
But your father was still working as a dentist
yeah.
for the army or for the Olympics or
No, he was what do you call somebody who's not in the army?
a civilian.
Civilian.
Yeah. But he was traveling or something.
Well, he kept wanting to get a job on the on the ships.
Uh-huh.
A dentist,
Okay.
dentist, and but it never came through. And then let me see. So then he was had 100% disability with
The mustard gas
gas.
and everything, right?
So he was. We never knew it, but Mom knew it because she had to nurse him through about 3 cases of pneumonia,
Right.
bad pneumonia,
Right.
and but as I say, he always had the good. He always put on a good front for us,
Uh-huh.
and he loved to golf and he loved sports, and so he had a bunch of buddies, and. So anyway, let's see, how did the opportunity come up for us to go? Oh, Mama and Grandpapa with Aunt Sue had,
Had died. They were
that house-
depressed.
Yeah, they had so many unhappy
Right.
associations in that house.
Right.
They had good ones, but that was just,
Yeah.
too much. They decided to go back to France.
Gotcha. And you guys went with them.
So then Mama, then and Uncle Matt is Meme's brother, one of her brothers, a hunchback.
Okay.
He was not to live. He was never supposed to live beyond the age of 12,
Wow.
and he lived a good life. It's funny. So anyway, so he went with them because he just wanted to
Right,
to
to
do
go.
something. So then they were over there a while, and then they took sick over there. So there were 101 good reasons why Mommy should go.
Oh, and then she took you over there to take care of her.
Yeah.
How many years did you live there?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
year.
So it was only a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kath was over twice. Kath went over to visit, and that's when Mom realized that she was pregnant with me.
Oh.
Well, she's on her way over to France.
Oh, okay. Okay. So she came back to have you, and then you went back over.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I think that's a lot of information right there.
Oh yeah, Claire has a lot to work on.
if Claire, if you have any additional questions, just ask, and we will do part 2. Say goodbye, Mom.
Bye bye, Claire.